It's a good ass vibe, good ass time whenever we link, whenever we meet. Good ass mood, good ass drinks, good ass rap on this good ass beat. It's hot, it don't need a hook, and I got flights I need to book. Good ass rhymes, good ass bars, good ass flow, good ass job, and I'm making good ass dough. I talk what I talk, know what I know, and keep it real. This a good ass show, that gas with Drees and Shell.
Boy, Drees said 233. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and TikTok. You already know I got my boy here with me.
You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Shell Trevon, man. Follow me on Instagram, SHELLTREVON. Let's go, gas.
Hi, it's that good ass show. It was another Friday, so we're gonna give
Word.
you some good ass content. That's what we do. And also,
Yes,
man, we got
sir.
another unprivileged drinker in the building. He wasn't able to catch up with us to come down here for the fleet takeover, but he always around. Dan and talk to his guy every single day. You know what I mean? Some people know him as some people know his no gram, but he got the gram now.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? We got Unk Reese. What's up, baby?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Reese.
Yeah, I mean, what's up? This is my folks, man. We was actually on, I think we was on ATU radio during the draft like a couple months ago. You know what I mean? We was busting up drinking and shit. But like you said,
Yes,
I couldn't make it down to Florida. You know what I mean? Me and the family, the whole family caught like the COVID shit real bad. It was like one of them variants. This shit was different this time. So
That's a Delaware COVID.
yeah. Shit was shit was different. So but yeah, you know what I mean, I'm here with my guys, man. Gas, good ass radio. I mean, good ass show, man. These are my guys, man. Like this is family. So we about to have a good ass time. So stay tuned, man. You know what I mean? You can find me at Unk Reese on Instagram. I don't know. I might be still no gram on TikTok, but Unprivileged Drinkers. You can always tap in there. We are everywhere. So just tap it and just literally just search it. You can find us.
Yeah, dog. We happy to have you on the show, man. For real, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Watching
You
all
know,
these
my
shows,
guys.
bro. We know this was
Absolutely.
gonna happen sooner or later, so this is perfect timing.
Word.
For sure. Man, of course it would be better if we had you in person, man. We sit there together and drink, but we thank God for technology, which is going to be a big part of
Yeah.
our conversation today. How you make
Yeah.
everything work, and so right now you should talk about technology. Up here we got on the screen. We got you know what I mean, gas.
hmm
Bob dot shop. That's the merch right there. Me and Shell, you know, we got the gas radio, man. You gotta look the part. I got the shirt on right now, the feeling it tee, because you know, Philly's going to the playoffs this week. I mean, this year,
Absolutely.
not this week. So you check out the
You
website.
know, Eagle season coming around the corner, so I got the valuable tea in it, Kelly
For
Green.
sure,
You
for
know what
sure.
I
We
mean?
got things for everything. We got summertime because we down here in Florida. We got the
Right.
trucker hats. We got the regular snapback hats, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. So if y'all want to go check out some of that merch, man, we ain't saying you got to get it, but if you want to be fly, go and get that.
I like that.
Go cop up, man. Go cop up.
Right, yeah.
For
So
sure.
I'm gonna go. I mean, they definitely gotta see the valuable shirt. That shit is definitely fire. Like I said, the Kelly Green. You know, I'm not an Eagles fan, but the Kelly Green is definitely popping.
Yeah, for sure. Because you know, we what like our motto here. Sometimes, man, we want to motivate and just like promote our people and let them know that they're viable. We ain't got to settle for like what people tell us what we got to do, man. We all bring value to the table. We all here to make a difference, man. I think everybody that I run into, that I come across, they may think they so little of themselves, but they
hmm
viable, bro. They got something that can boost themselves up and brings up the next person next to them. So that's a big part of the shirt, the valuable shirt.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I fuck with that, John. Like I said, I don't like the team, but the color is definitely popping.
Yeah. We had to fill with the cousin a little bit, but you know,
Absolutely.
Oh, breast cancer month coming up too in October, man. We got the breast cancer trucker hats. We
Indeed.
got the breast cancer t-shirts, man.
for sure.
Yo, go support, man. For real, for
I
real.
mean, I know breast cancer either it touched you personally or somebody you know personally, and that's a big thing where you know what I mean everybody could relate, you know. And
Yeah.
I actually did a few of the breast cancer awareness like runs and things like that to raise money for awareness. You know, if you could just do something simple to raise money to make a difference, that's always cool. And I
Right.
know it touched multiple people, even if not even like you personally, but you know somebody it touched. You know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah, that joint, I like that joint. Now, that thing is definitely fire. It's something that impacted my family. You know what I'm saying? When I lost somebody due to breast cancer. So, you know, it is definitely a big joint that y'all doing. I appreciate that very, very, very much, man.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Real men wear pink anyway. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow, man. I don't know.
It's definitely a vibe, bro.
All right, man. So we here today discussing, man, what we do, a little bit about social media, something about the radio platforms, something about the podcast platforms. So I got
Hmm.
questions for my guys right here, man. We all fairly new to the podcast game, like less than 2 years for all of us,
Hmm.
basically combined. And I just want to know, like, when you think of podcast, what's like the first thing that comes to your mind? We can start with our guest. We can start with our guest, Reese.
Um, you know what? Without I'm gonna say you because I always say this, and when I talk about the podcast with unprivileged drinkers, you called me one day, bro, like on some like I got an idea and I really think this is going to be this, that, and the fourth. You actually put everybody together. You had a whole game plan set up before you even called me. But prior to that, the only podcast that I ever knew of that at least at that time was popping was Tax Tone. And Tax Tone, you know, what I mean, he'd be in the back of cars doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was rugged with his shit. But that's the only one that I've ever watched prior to us doing our own, and then kind of getting a feel and understanding of what this industry really like has to offer. So
What
yeah,
year
that's
was that?
Yeah,
watching
that's
Tax.
crazy because I think Wallow said that on $1 million worth of game that, you know what I'm saying, like I think if I'm not mistaken that Textone was kind of who gave him the idea that,
Yeah,
and people didn't really hear about it like that.
right. And his joint was pop. It wasn't like he was just like interviewing nobody. He actually had like great people that he was like actually bringing on the show. So I don't remember which year
crazy.
that I caught on to his, but I know one of the last Jones because I'm not 100% sure, but I think he might be in jail now. But one of the last Jones he
Yeah.
did was like with Meek, and they was
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean, they chopping it up. And it just caught my attention. But again, when you hear a podcast, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So again, we fast forward to 2020, and I think this is probably like April or early May that I get the phone call from Drees, and he like, yo, we can do this, man. Like, it's a way that we can do something that we already doing anyway. We just don't have it recorded. And I'm like, I like the idea, but I'm like, how are we going to do it? And we literally just like kind of threw it together. It was just like just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's my earliest like thinking of as far as like a podcast. Like I would like, credit Taxstone because he's like the first person that I know, especially like in the urban community doing it.
That's wild.
Yeah. So that's the first person that like as far as podcasts go.
Yeah, you said something about like how before, but like right now, if somebody came up to you like, yeah, what's this thing about podcasts? Like,
Mhm.
how would you express that like your take on podcasts to that person?
Today, I would say that today everybody has one. Even like the most famous people, and then some of the people that you don't think have one, they have one because again, a lot of people are doing video, but the audio is really where it started and generated at. You know what I'm saying? It started from obviously a iPod, and then they kind of like just added together with the casting of like just broadcasting it. So you know, today everybody has one, and it's not hard to do if you really have a message or you want to put yourself out there. The response that we got very early on was tremendous. We kind of linked up with a bunch of people that we would have never come across had we never started this. So I've had many conversations with my guy Drees about so many different topics, so many different things as far as networking, and you just never know, man. You never know where your voice can take you. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people feel powerless, and in today's climate, your voice is so much more powerful than you think. You know what I'm saying? So I credit you. Like I said, I'm always going to credit you because it was your idea to begin with, to start Unprivileged Drinkers. But yeah, just if you have something to say, just say it, man. Get a microphone, get a camera, phone, whatever. You got your iPhone, whatever. Just start recording, man. Somebody is definitely out there waiting to hear what you got to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Michelle, let's turn to you
Yeah,
for a bit. Like,
my kind of idea of podcast, the first thing that comes to my mind is radio. You know what I'm saying? Like when I would drive in my car back in the day, like now you don't really even really listen to radio like that anymore.
Yeah, no.
Everybody just, upload everything streaming, and you know what I'm saying, and music is streaming. everybody just listen to directly what they want to hear. Like they don't really just turn on radio stations. But
Right.
that's the first thing that I think about when I think of podcasts. But now you got the visuals. I'm saying you could actually sit down and watch the people that are talking. I'm saying what the environment is like, and all that. And it's kind of, it draws you in even more because not only can you hear what they're saying, but you could see, who's talking, the expressions that they make. A lot of them now, sitting there drinking like we do.
Right.
You can see the actual bottles. Like sometimes, even if we was talking about a liquor bottle, they wouldn't know what it was or what it looked like if they went into the store. But now, because of podcasts, they can actually see the bottle. They can go grab it right off the shelf. Oh, this is it right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the first thing that I think about when I think about podcasts. And you was talking about the text on that, like that's crazy because he is locked up now, but he was like one of the first people that started this stuff off, yo. And he put Wallow on, and Wallow took off with it.
Yep. Straight trendsetter, bro.
And then with black men and or the black culture and stuff like that, man, I feel like being as though that we can be our own media, and have our own communities and stuff like that, man. Even if you don't appreciate certain groups that or things that people talk about, you will have your own community that will. Everybody doesn't have to agree with things that you're into or the things that you do, but because we do have our own platforms and stuff like that now, you could connect with people that like the same thing that you like, people that go through the same things that you do, and it could be all over the world, man. Like I watch the YouTube, like who watches our videos and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, people in Russia, Austria, like I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
That's a
and
fact.
You can make connections all over the world, man. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I definitely feel all y'all, like both of y'all answered and stuff like that. But for me, what podcasts mean to me is like kind of something what both of y'all was saying. You know what I mean? You just it's always somebody that relate to what you going through. You know what I mean? And it's just your time to express it or just talk about things that you got like interest in. There's people out there that interested. If my shit, like if I was a man that like I want to have the best looking floors, that I mop the shop floors and like this is how I do it. There's somebody else out there. There's thousands of people out there that feel the same exact way as me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like this, like podcast is a way where you can find some type of people that you relate to, or like the stuff that you're interested in. You know what I mean? You can just sit there and listen to that shit. Like, oh, so that's what he used when he shot his floors. He used this. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of the little things I picked up from podcast early. Like, so one of the things that we did as we did every Friday was drink. You know what I mean? And for real, damn near every person you know personally drinks that's over the age. Like,
right.
Yeah. A little something. They got a little something in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the weekend come around, it's like, all right.
And a lot of times when people do drink, we drink this stuff that we accustomed to, the shit that's like we see or hear on videos or some shit like that. We don't really just go like we don't really just go in the store and just, oh, what's this bottle, and try it and drink it, and because we don't know what the fuck it is. So like that was like part of my idea. Like shit, we might as well just like try shit, like be the taste testers, taste testers for the hood.
Exactly.
Basically, like hey, we want to try this, let you know if it's good or not. You know what I mean? And people want to know because people go to like people like just like today. Perfect example today, Shell. So he tagged him and said, "What should I drink with this?" That's a perfect example. And the reason why, because he see that you go on and try different things like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like it's bigger than just like just drinking. You know, it just open up people's access to different things.
And it could save them time too, because I remember I would buy a bottle or whatever, and then I would have no clue what to drink with it or what to mix with it. And then I'll try something out and it'll be terrible. but because I've already tried it out, you know, they buy something, they like, yo, Shell, what can I do with this? And I'm like, yo, bro, try this out. It's good. I mean, you don't even gotta think twice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Reese can also he can like he know because we learned a lot of different things about different liquors by talking to like owners or brand ambassadors for these different type of liquors, but we didn't even know. Like one of the big things that we learned was tequila's an upper.
Yep.
Like
that's
something
the first thing I
like,
say to everybody.
right? Like that's something like we'll never know.
Yeah.
We didn't do this.
I was wondering why I liked it.
right. That's real talk though, man.
I'm about
like,
to go have a good time.
yeah, I think it was Daryl Spann of Grand Leander. He we had him on the show one time, and he was like explaining all this stuff, and it was like, you know what the funniest thing about this is, and this is like some insider shit, so I don't even know if we've ever talked about this, but we recorded a whole episode. Well, we did a whole episode and didn't record it, so we was talking to him, and we did not hit the record button. So we had to start all over again. So we had to drink more. And he was cool about it. Like, he was real smooth. Like, I think this might be the first time we ever brought this up. So it's like, y'all getting an exclusive right here.
Well, another thing about that, Reese, they had to send the bottles twice because the first time they broke.
Yep. The first time they broke, absolutely. Yep. Damn, that's another thing. I forgot about that. We was waiting on the bottle. Like, damn, what happened?
Pull the Grand Leander bottle.
Oh, man. Yeah. Pull out the Grand Leanders. Because, like I said, they're amazing Jones. They're organic tequilas. He schooled us on it. He's actually come to Philly before. He had cheese sticks. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. He a big time Clippers fan, so he talk a lot of shit about the Sixers. We got he talk a lot of shit about the. But shout out to my guy Daryl Smith.
He a Cowboys fan too.
He is a Cowboys fan.
Man,
He definitely is a Cowboys fan.
Mix, man. That's a bad mix.
But I think some of his earlier bottles he had them in the Raiders stadium because they used to come with the Raiders logo like the skull on it. You got that?
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So yeah, like I said, that was one of those episodes where we learned so much, and I was like, damn, that's why. And I said the same thing you said, Shell. Like, damn, that's why I love tequila so much because I was a Henny.
I used to hate the taste of it, but I'm like, yo, I always have a good time when I drink tequila. Like, why is this?
Bro. Yeah. And like I said, that like we was literally just drinking, we having fun the whole time. And shout out to my man Abe. Abe never hit the record button like the whole time. Never hit record. He called him like,
the whole hour went through.
The whole hour went through. I think it was like it might not have been a whole hour, but it was like a good while in it. He was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "What? What's wrong?" I never hit record. I'm like, "Oh my fucking god!" So we got to do this shit all over again. So we had to drink all over again, like all the different ones. We was lit that night, but it was a good ass time though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just fun.
As he walked us through the taste palette, like the taste through all of them.
The profiles on all of them.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that was
that's something I'll say that I need to do more is like more of the
tastings.
More of the tastings.
Yeah.
Just to break down all the flavors of the alcohol and all of that. Yeah.
And I know he's working on an extra añejo now, so I think that's going to be on a more pricier end, but he's working on that. I don't know when it's supposed to hit the market, but it's something that we can look forward to at some point or another.
How often do you guys listen to podcasts? Like not yourself, but actually like go out
other people's.
Yeah.
I would say on average on a weekly basis, probably like maybe like it's between like 4 and 7 of them. So I'll listen to $1 Million Worth of Game. Shout out to the Philly guys. I listen to who else? I listen to Drink Champs. Drink Champs is another one. I listen to The Pivot. I also still watch I Am Athlete. I tune into my homie, that 23rd Street Love. Mookie still be putting it up on Instagram. So shout out to Mookie. I'm trying to think of anybody else that's like a frequent person that I listen to, but I think those are the ones that's like I know that I don't want to miss, essentially. So I would say those.
Sure.
For me, it's of course $1 Million Worth of Game. You know what I'm saying? Drink Champs. Drink Champs is probably like $1 Million Worth of Game is number one because the Philly love. Drink Champs is like 1.5.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you on that.
I love watching them. Turn up and listening to the to that old hip hop and because back then they didn't have that all that like insider.
Yep.
Like video, again, like I said, like
whole point of
all media. Yeah, being though we have our own media now, that's something that I'm just like, wow, like we can really get the inside scoop on stuff like that. So Drink Champs, I just started watching your Unk Reese, like that John is dope. See, now I got friends that are married now, and then I'm getting older. I'm like, yo, I gotta start tuning into this stuff, man. They could give me some game, you know what I mean?
I appreciate
So
that, bro.
Watching y'all for sure. Let's see who else I'm listening to.
So have you guys ever listened to? So like podcast is like a big library where they got like podcasts where we watch a whole show and discuss it, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
They watch the whole show and discuss it on podcast. Or they got like ones where they got made up stories, like a whole ghost story where they
like mystery joints. Yeah.
So like, do you guys ever like find yourself listening to those type of ones, or you listen to more like relate to like rappers or athletes that been in the game or industry, and you listen like feel yourself listen to those more than like actual like made up stories or TV reruns, or you know what I mean?
Right. I never have listened to any of those type of ones. I've seen a lot of them because like almost every show that I watch, they'll say at the end of the show, like, you know what I mean, this is where you can go watch the podcast to get a little bit more information, shit like that. Or listen to the podcast. So I haven't done that, not as of yet. Like, but I do search for some like little small ones that are kind of like interesting to me. Like, it's always got to be something that interests me. It's got to be like my interest has to be piqued. And I think your cousin, she has one, Danielle, and I guess it's her friend. I don't know, but I listened to theirs a few times. I like theirs. There's another one. They're a group of girls. I don't even know where I found out about them at, but they were on Instagram Live one time talking about the show Insecure, and I just kind of tuned in, and they was just talking, and I kind of like start like listening to them, and they got a podcast. I think it's called the Ladies Room Podcast, and they dope. Like they real tight knit. It's like 4 girls. They real tight knit. They dope. That's all I can say. Like, go look them up. It's the Ladies Room Podcast, I believe. They're really dope though. But yeah, that's it. Like, it's outside of our network of people that's doing it. Like I said, like we got What's the Topic, you got Unprivileged Drinkers, you got Good Ass Show. But outside of that, those are the people that's like kind of like smaller, not smaller. I don't want to try to make it seem like we're big, but I'm just saying like people outside of us. That's who I would listen to though. Like on that level.
I actually listened to Will Ferrell. He had a podcast as
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, as you know, he played what was his character name in Anchorman?
Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy,
Yeah.
right. Ron Burgundy show,
He had
yeah.
a podcast, the Ron Burgundy podcast.
Yeah,
So he
I
had a
seen that.
podcast as the character from that movie. So I actually listened to that a few times. And
Okay.
it was like a funny type podcast. Like it was like he was still Ron Burgundy. It wasn't like he was Will Ferrell.
Will
So he was
Ferrell,
like
right. He was still in character.
Yeah, doing the podcast. You know what I mean? Telling stories and shit like that. So it was like it's hilarious. So I listened to like that was the only time I kind of like really stepped out of like the comfort zone of like hearing former athletes or former.
I give you another one that I listen to. I listen to Kevin Samuels podcast. I don't know if y'all ever listened to him. Have you ever listened to him?
Did.
I've never listened to a full episode. I've only heard like bits and pieces of it, and I watched a little bit of the one he did with Tiana Trump. So I did listen to a little bit of it, but I can't say I watched a full episode of him like ever. But he had some interesting shit to say. It wasn't like he was just spewing out bullshit. He definitely had some shit to say for sure.
And that's kind of how I found him. I found him because you're saying he was so controversial and stuff, and a lot of like the little bits and clips would get played. And I was like, yo, let me just watch a full episode and see what he's talking about. But yo, a lot of the stuff he's talking about, especially for black men, I'm like, yo, I kind of like what he's saying.
Facts.
Of course you do.
I do. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. I like to hear things that can go both ways, you know, and also
you know
like,
one thing
look inside yourself, like self-improvement type stuff.
Yeah.
Especially for men. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff I like to listen to.
One thing he said that like stuck to me. He was like, if every man died today, how would y'all survive? He's like, y'all women don't want to run no power plants. Y'all women don't want to lay no concrete. Y'all
Right.
know.
Not the vast majority of them. Hell no, they don't.
Yeah, but
They don't even take out the fucking
that's a real
trash.
thing, though.
He's like,
That's
if every woman
that's a
died,
real thing.
he's like, if every woman died, men would still be able to make this world work because we, like, men is more willing to go down and get down and dirty than
Right.
women
No,
is.
you've been in a room when that spider come across the wall. The
Listen.
room go crazy. Like,
Let me tell you something, man.
I was just cracking up at that, Joe.
My wife is scared of everything that flies, walks, crawls that ain't a human, bro. Like anything that, oh, what's that? You like,
For
yo.
no reason.
It's like it'd be a hairball like flying because the fan is on. You be like, yo, it's hair. Like, relax. So
I finally
yeah,
go
I
sit
feel
down.
that.
I hear, Trees, what? Is this thing? What the?
Right, it's this thing, right? It's this thing. That's real talk, though.
Do y'all got like a top 3 podcast? Not nobody that you personally know, but like a top 3 of people like outside. I know. You said 1 and 2 would be no particular order for Shell. It would be $1 Million per Game and Drink Champs. What would be that third one for you, Shell?
the third one. I mean, honestly, right now I'm going to say the Kevin Sanders. That's probably what I'm watching. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm watching a lot of right now.
What would you say, Reese?
Because I said $1 million worth of game and Drink Champs, but if I'm gonna put the next one, it's probably gonna be the Pivot. Like, I like I Am Athlete, but I think the dynamic that they had when they first started out was better than what they have currently. And I love what they doing with Shady and Pac-Man, but I think that first iteration of it was better with Channing, because Channing give you a little bit of like off the edge. You be like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? Whereas today they feel a little bit more buttoned up. Like they kind of like stay within that frame of, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would say Pivot, to me, that's just me. Pivot, I think, has leapfrogged I Am Athlete as far as in order of which I will watch him in.
I think Fred Taylor, he was the OG of the group too, so he kept everything in order, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like things don't get too crazy.
Exactly.
They had a perfect group at first.
They really did, bro. Like, I don't think they realized how like good that they had it at that point, because you know what I mean. Like, Brandon Marshall was already in the media, kind of doing his shows or whatever. With I think Inside the NFL, and he might have been on something else. But Chad is a little bit of an X factor, and then you add Channing to that, and Fred Taylor. It's like y'all really got a combination of like everybody's different. Nobody's the same here. So I wish they could have like worked that out, because I really did enjoy it. I still do, but I think I enjoyed that first iteration of what they had first, as opposed to what they got now.
It was consistently good. It was
consistently absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, a big difference between y'all and me is that y'all actually like sit down and watch the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
When me, of course, so I got the headphones in my ear and I walk around and actually listen to podcasts. Like I don't really watch them on like YouTube or nothing like that on TV. So a big thing for me with I Am Athlete is they yell too much. When they yelling in my ear like that, I always turn it off. It's like that shit is annoying.
Right.
So that's how I was never really a big fan of I Am Athlete, because like they a lot of times they yell over each other and it fucking hurt my ears, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm turning it off.
I feel you.
I can't finish.
Yeah, they definitely get excited on that joint. But I just think that I was a fan of a lot of them dudes, so it's like to see them actually speak about things on a level where, and then, you know, obviously Brandon Marshall went through his stuff during his career, and to hear about his perspective on it as opposed to the way the media did it. And I think Shell even brought up earlier, we're our own medium now. Like, we don't have to go to ESPN or go to ABC or any of these other places to get your story out there, because they'll have a narrative out there like, oh, he's this person, he's that person. Right. I'm like, bro, I'm not. Yeah, and it'd be like, that's nothing like how I am. You know what I'm saying? That's just what y'all are hearing from this person and that person, and I love that about it, because it cuts out that middleman. You getting it straight from the source.
Yeah, shit. That is true. That's why I like layering a lot of these people. That's why
they know all the behind the scenes stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like where all the cameras and stuff not around, they know all the conversations they had with the people. Like, they can tell you everything.
Yeah, that's why podcasts so big right now. You know what I mean? People being able to hear all those things where before it'd be like, my foot hurt, And the media take it like, oh, his foot hurt because he was bowling for 24 straight hours. Like, that's not what happened. Like, you can't respond. So it's basically some bullshit. And people just made up about it.
It's funny.
That's why people like podcasts so much.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I saw something on Twitter. They was talking about Melvin Gordon about, something was wrong with his foot. And somebody like tweeted out a picture of him like practicing on the field. And it was like, Melvin Gordon had something wrapped around his ankles because his foot is hurting. He really retweeted and was like, "Bro, that's my cell phone." Like you know what I'm saying? They just be making up shit like for no reason. So it's like,
I just watched that. If y'all go to Netflix and watch Matt Tateo's story, that shit is crazy. That's a big shit where the media just ran
with every little thing. It's sad.
I gotta watch it then.
It's a good and sad story because he's so reserved. Yeah, he's so reserved. You could tell that he's not that type of person that would make this whole thing up. But people just kind of like you said, created this whole narrative that he was involved and all this other shit. And it's like
you gay because you made this up. Like so he never was able to play the same.
Yeah, you could tell it never. I was telling my wife that I said he was really, really good in college. Like he was really good. It was a beast. And then by the time he got to the NFL, after all that happened, it was like I don't know who he was at that point. You know what I mean? He wasn't Manti Te'o, but he was a shell of himself.
He explained that shit like
he did.
I never felt the same again. I always felt unsure of myself.
Anxiety. He said anxiety got the best of him.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
But that's another big thing where I want to turn to. Speaking of that Manti Te'o thing, is social media and like the pros and cons, because social media can like ruin your life or it can make your life. It could tear you down to where Manti Te'o was, where he didn't feel like himself, he couldn't play football, or it can make you a millionaire instantly.
Yeah.
And so that's something I want to like talk about, like some of the pros and cons of social media, because I feel like this shit can lift you up to the top, and it also can throw you in the trash, like you was never nothing.
That's
and I just want to y'all want me to start with my opinion, or like?
I would love to hear your opinion, bro.
Yeah.
So for me, social media, we can start with let's start with y'all want to start with the good or the bad.
What they usually do they usually say, give me the good news first or the bad news first.
Yeah, bad news first.
Yeah.
The bad. I feel like definitely like what I was saying, like social media really can tear you down. Where like recently Danny Garcia came out and said he was like depressed and things like that, and that's because he's not really like. I feel like a lot of that stuff, that the depression and shit, it comes from social media, because you lose to like top contenders every time, and then it's like, bro, you trash. Like everything, the hard work he go through all day by himself and putting that work in, then when he's there at that time and he loses, it's like you never was shit in the first place. So like, why you here? You know what I mean? So a lot of that shit plays in. It's like then you thinking it running in your mind, like, do I belong and shit like that. So a lot of times, people comments is just like a random ass, probably 10-year-old, 17-year-old that never did nothing in life is just commenting on your stuff and you just reading it. It could be 100 comments that say like, good shit, bro, like this is nice, but you see that, you notice that one that's like, you trash, like I seen how you
or living in a cardboard box, like his situation is terrible, but you know what I'm saying?
It picture terrible, or like hurt your heart for real, even though these people don't even know your situation, how much hard work you put in. And a lot of times people just like sink to that level and it just like make them depressed, or it takes them out their rhythm, or you know what I mean? If you go outside, every time you go outside, like Manti Te'o said this shit. He's like, people used to like, yo, bro, you my favorite player. Take a picture of him, then post it like, look at this faggot, or some shit like that. How can you live in life?
That's crazy.
People doing this shit to you every day. You know what I mean?
You don't know who to trust. Yeah, you want to know who to trust.
Yeah, like you want to see this shit to like go eat, or like imagine like you being rich and famous. You can't go sit down eat a meal because somebody's gonna be around the corner taking a picture of you or some shit, and like, all right, posting like he's broke as shit. He can't even afford the tip. Like, you didn't even see my bill. Like, right. And then like it's just like I don't know, cause like for me right now, I post on TikTok, I post on Instagram, I post on YouTube, and some of the YouTube fucking comments be fucking harsh. I be like, damn, it be hitting me sometimes. I'm like, they like, nigga, all you need is eat KFC. You don't need to be drinking or some shit like that. Like, yeah, I don't get that many comments, but some of the comments be crazy. I be
Right.
like, damn. So
Yeah, that's
I can
wild.
feel how somebody get 100 of these negative. They get 1,000 positive comments, but get hundreds of negative. I can see how it brings you down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's like some of the cons of it, like just falling into the trap of like listening to all the negative ass people.
Mhm.
Yeah, you talking about Danny Garcia, like this he's a millionaire. But even
Right.
being a millionaire or having a a good lifestyle and stuff like that, you also gonna have that comparison factor. You know what I'm saying? You can go on social media and be a millionaire,
Yep.
but you see other millionaires or somebody that might be doing a little bit better than you, and it's like, damn, like maybe I'm doing something wrong. Like maybe I should be doing something more. Maybe I should be doing more, hanging around different people. It's like
That's another thing.
while my life isn't
That's
as
a
good as
fact,
their
man.
life. I'm up working every day. I'm working hard. You know what I mean? Like, and then you
Yeah.
start comparing your life.
That's
to
another
other
thing. People was
not
telling
even
him that.
realizing how good your life really is.
Mhm.
Not appreciating what the people that you have around you, or the blessing that you do have. You know what I mean?
That's a
Social
fact.
media plays a big part in that, man. It's every day. Some people don't even be living how they be portraying.
Portraying,
You
right?
know what I mean? But they
That's
take
another
those
thing.
little
So,
pictures, those little moments, and run with it.
So you talk about being a millionaire, niggas be like, fuck you bitching for, you a millionaire. Like, you're not a real human. Like, humans
Right.
still got feelings, even though you got millions of dollars. Like, fuck you bitching for, you
Yeah,
a millionaire. You shouldn't be feeling
right,
this way. Like, that's how people like
right.
reacted to it. You know what I mean? But you still a human being that feels shit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you don't know what it took for him to get where they at. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it wasn't everybody wasn't always there. Some people were, but everybody wasn't always there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they might have like demons and stuff like that they're struggling with. And
Right.
you can have millions of dollars, but still have those demons and those little triggers from social media and stuff like that could put you back. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
And spark those demons back up and put you in
Yeah.
a dark place.
Right.
That's true. That's 100% true. So my 2 cents to it would be, I'm fairly new to all the other platforms. I used to only really be on Twitter and Snapchat, and then with Snapchat, it was just me and my wife. Like, we've been on there since like 2014 or some shit like that. But it was just like fun little, like the little lenses that you can use, shit like that. We would just send each other. But now that I'm,
Filters.
like you're right, the filters and shit. So
Yeah.
it'd be dumb
Oh, I see. Okay. He told me, get the filters.
Yeah,
I know
yo.
what you said.
She actually still uses it because she's they got the best like filters and the best camera like to take the pictures. So she'll take the picture there and then like post it on Instagram. But like the Instagram and all the other shit, I actually talked about this with my wife on one of our episodes, and I don't really like it, bro. Like, I'm really not like the negative side of what comes with social media. I don't like to see like people that I know that care about each other like argue and fight like in the public. I hate that shit. Like, it's like it makes me cringe a little bit because it's like anything that you're going through publicly like that, you can actually handle behind closed doors if you just learn how to have like healthy communication. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree with everything that somebody says or does. You know what I mean? You could disagree and be like, listen, we can come back to this to another time. But that whole like I said what I said shit and like they know what it is. I hate that shit, bro. Like, I really do. Like, I don't like that toxic behavior, especially when it's loved ones, because something were to happen, now you sitting there sick, like, damn, I just was talking to them. We was like, you know what I mean? No, don't use that now because you had the opportunity to fix it. You chose to blast they shit on here or talk about them there. And now it's like, now you want to talk about that shit. So it's like the negative portion of how I view social media was, it's like, it's just like that. It's outdated for me because I don't like that. I don't want to use the word hate, but I don't like the way that people treat their loved ones.
Or
but
like
on the
when people be throwing out like little subliminals and stuff like that,
I-
and it's
I
like
don't
sometimes you don't know. It's like, yo, they talking about me?
Yeah,
Like,
right. I don't like that.
ah.
And you know that's what they be leading to. You be like, damn, who they talking about? They gotta be talking about somebody. They want somebody to see that. So
Driving people crazy.
right. So I would say that, but on the positive side, just to kind of flip it, it can take you like places that you never been before. You know what I mean? Like, and just to speak about something that we was able to do, we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I would have never ever gone there probably had we not reached out to people or I guess networked with people through TikTok and Instagram to tell us like, yo, this spot is popping. Like you go down there, it's like everything was just like open. We ain't had to do nothing like the rest of the world was doing. Like, oh, you got to put a mask on.
The shutdown too, like
right. That was during the shutdown. That was like people were still wearing masks. You couldn't come here. You couldn't do this. Like we went on a tour to Sugarlands. We was like, it was just like it was a good time. So it's like you never know where things can take you in a positive light when it comes to social media, because a lot of people don't realize that their content is worthy of you being paid for. Like we was just having this conversation not too long ago. Like, yo, anything you post, there's somebody out there that will literally pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So once you get that in your mind, that content creator is a job now that they pay people for, like, bro, anything that you do can be monetized. So that's where I'm at with it, because people are doing stuff that they love. And earlier today, me and Drees was just playing on Twitch. And like, you know what I mean? Like people get paid to play games. You know, they be like, oh, you wasting your time with that. That's you know what I mean? But they paying these dudes to get like to play video games. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Millions, right? Like, so you never know like what you do and where it can take you. And that's what I love about the positive aspects of social media, because you can really reach somebody in China, Russia, like you were saying, or wherever, Australia. And you're like, damn, that's crazy. Like they know who I am. Like, you know what I mean? It's wild. And we was in Tennessee, the boy we was with, man from Jones and Man, these people came running up to him like, oh my God, you TikTok. I'm like, oh shit, like they really know who you are. Like, that shit was
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, it was wild as shit there. I was like, God damn.
Little celebrities out here.
Right. It fucked me up. So it was like, damn, that's dope that, you know what I mean? Like you could start somewhere and kind of your end point, you never really know, because it's just you just don't know, man. It's crazy.
Nah, that happened to me one time. I was in a bar. This chick, I didn't know she was a group of friends. It was like, oh, I know who you are. You and your boy do the podcast. And I was like,
oh shit! So you had that moment?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
That's fire.
And it was funny because she was like, I seen you a couple of days ago. You was in a Nike store. And I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Damn. That's fire.
Like, yo, this is wow. I know. I was like, yo, this is tough. Like people are actually watching and tuning in.
That's a blessing, man.
Yeah, with the social media, like you were saying, I've used it for traveling, man. Like even before I go to a certain place, I can go on social media and connect with people that live in that area. And they can put me on to different spots or what area to be in before I even go.
Right.
I can have a whole layout with people that are locals. You know, don't go to this area, stay in this area, go to this bar, try this food out, try this drinks out. And it's like, well, this is before I even go to the place. Right. You know what I mean?
Fire.
So like social media is dope in that sense, man. For real. So you like just connecting with people from all over the world, man.
Yeah.
For real. I like that.
That's a good way to look at it. Like I said, like I never even I thought of that before, but yeah, that is something that I know my wife does it more than I do.
I've done it plenty of times, yo. Plenty of times, like different cities. Yeah. Even to the gym. Even the gym I want to go to. I can talk to people that they be like, yo, this is the best gym in the city. Like, I'm like, all right, thank you.
right. That's fine.
We went to New Orleans. We literally was in the hood, going to the hood spots because we knew somebody in New Orleans. Yeah. We go to like someplace that tourists wouldn't go. Like they play all the old school Lil Wayne. They like literally in the hood. We just out there.
That's what's up. That's a good.
It's definitely a good way to stay connected with people too. Like even once you do go, you might meet some people. They might be content creators too. They might be into the same thing that you're doing. They can put you onto connections, learning. Different ways to do things with your platform, and you just stay in contact. You know what I mean? And then the next time you do come, just link up with them again, and it can take you a lot of different places, man. It teaches you a lot of things, man, if you use it right.
That's if you use social media in the right sense.
Yeah.
One of the things that bother me with social media is where like I do like fire inspections. So you know what I mean? I go to different businesses and stuff like that. So like I can walk into a lunchroom during lunch and it says there's 15 employees in there. they all got their head on their phone on a different social media platform and not like communicating, not talking. So like that's something that else that bothers me with social media. Like people don't talk to people anymore. They talk to you more on social media than they talk to you in person. Even
They don't know when to disconnect.
for real, like you go around each other. Like you say all this shit on Instagram, she just the back and forth, back and forth. Do y'all get around each other? It's like, what's up?
Right,
You know,
right. No rap.
Like, so that's another thing. I hate the disconnect of like human to human interaction, where it's like people got so many interesting stories. What leads to back to the podcast shit, where you know what I mean. You connecting with these people by telling your story. To people rather tell their story to podcasts than actually in person. Like these days, like you know what I mean. It's really a big disconnect. Back in the days, like you mean you talk to someone, you have a whole conversation from there. That conversation is like follow me on Instagram, like that. And it goes
Right.
Or sometimes people might use social media to create a person that that's not who they really are.
Or
you know what I mean?
Even a lot of times, like they would rather get their Instagram first, ask for a number instead of like having a conversation with them. You know what I mean? And then getting a number. Like back in the day, you didn't have no social media. You sit there have a whole conversation with them. You mean get your pen and paper out? Let me get your number. I'm gonna call you. That was like,
actually call them,
that was like doing ask their name. Like, don't ask the real name. What's your Instagram?
Right, what's your gram?
I'll talk to you later. Yeah, you don't know the person really.
Then you ask them the name later on.
Right, it's wild, bro.
Yeah, that's like the human disconnect is crazy. You know what I mean?
It really is.
But it's definitely Instagram. I mean, not just Instagram, but like social media could definitely be positive because you could be like we all talked about earlier, reaching the whole entire world, whereas people that we never would talk to before. You know what I mean? And people reach out to you. You know, it's money. Instagram is money. You know what I mean? People could see it. And to me, like I learned something recently, like in the past 2 weeks, comments is more valuable than retweets or sharing
reposts. Right.
Yes. But human interaction on Instagram, these companies is looking for that shit. Or TikTok, like if you want to comment and you having conversations, it could be the same 10 people every time they comment on your joint. You just respond like companies will like, oh, he got a core following. I want to pay him. You know what I mean? You could have 1 million followers and have 5 comments, or you could have 100 followers and have 20 comments, and that company will pay you more because your interaction with these people. And I'll be trying to explain that to like, because we in group messages with people that got over 20 people in our group message. So any platform you want to like boost, we could because we got these same people that make these comments in a group message.
It's basically a company.
It is.
You got 20 people. That's a company.
Everybody just comment the same.
If you're interacting with people in your comments. Yeah, man, that's HR.
These companies don't know y'all grew up together. They just see interaction. They don't care. It could be and a lot of times, like it's some like I got some followers on TikTok. I got like hundreds of thousands of followers. They comment on my videos all the time, and companies reach out because they see them commenting on my shit. They're like, oh, so you cool with Izzy? Like, I mean, I know him through TikTok. I never met him in life, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Comments is so much bigger than I ever would thought. And I remember like Drake. I think Drake said that trying to get your followers up, get your dollars up. You get your followers up, you can get your dollars up these days.
Right.
And I just kind of express the value of just like having the same conversation you have in a text message, doing a picture, and that shit can boost your shit to a whole other level. Because these people, these brands and stuff like that, you go to them like, I don't want this amount of money because I got these 20 people coming on picture every time. I get these many likes, I get this many views every single time. So next time you want me to post something, give me $500, and they would. You know what I mean? So that's how powerful social media could be. You know what I mean? Just by comments, likes. It don't even gotta be shares for real, just the interaction.
Right. And you become an influencer.
And another thing, I mean, you are providing, like I said, information for people that possibly have never experienced or are looking for reviews on certain things. Before they go spend their hard-earned dollars on something, they can come to your page and get a review. so when they go to the store, it's like, all right, I'm educated on this. You know what I'm saying? I've seen what Drees experience is with it. You know, he recommended it. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like I'm wasting my money. So these companies are like, yo, he's promoting our stuff. Like he's an asset to our business now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you basically are part of their company. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna love all of that. You're doing the work for them.
I want to say something you said earlier, Shell. He was like, back in the day, people used to listen to the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, now you walk into a lunchroom, everybody on their phone.
Yeah.
So that's the advertisement. Everybody on these social medias, they looking at shit. They not listening to the radio no more for the radio commercials. They looking at Instagram or TikTok.
Right? TikTok.
That's the advertisement right there. So
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it can be specific. Like, yo, I'm trying to get some tequila tonight. Y'all can type up, all right, get tequila. Like,
yep.
And they can go straight to your page. Like, all right, this is the ones that I would do. And they don't even have. It's no wasted time in this anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the best thing about social media. There's no wasted. When I started doing the TikTok, I wanted to try out like different liquors and stuff like that. I didn't really know what I was doing.
Right.
I can actually type in the specific brands, and it'll give me a whole list of stuff to try out. And I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like this makes it like dummy proof.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And what I would say to piggyback off of both of y'all is when you're doing that, you're building trust. You know what I'm saying? With both the viewer as well as the company. Because it's like you're trying out their product and at the same time you're giving an honest review. Because if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And then some people may still want to try it, but if they be like, nah, Drees ain't really feel that, Shell ain't really feel that joint, like I ain't gonna fuck with it. So you building trust with the viewer that the company can't really do. So that's that that connection and that conduit that you're basically a conduit between the consumer and the company. So you know what I mean? Like you just never know again who's watching. Like again, we've come across so many different like products and companies. Like I know another one was like Flash Cap. That joint blew up like way before we even thought it would. Like that shit went from like 0 to 60.
That was there when I made that video.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
I walked in the crib and I seen him in the corner. I'm like, yo, bro, what you doing? He was over there smacking stuff off the table and stuff. I'm like, God damn.
It's crazy. Like you just never know where something's going to go. So it's like in the moment of you doing something, you be like, damn, like that's wild. And before you know it, they like, oh yeah, what can we do to like get you on the team? How do we get you a code? Like, you know what I mean? Like you just never know. But you're that conduit between them and that consumer. So it's trust.
Yeah. Shout out to New Amsterdam. I kept it real. I was like, I like this one. I like this one. I don't like this one. This one, this not me. He said, hold up. We're gonna see some more stuff to see. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was two brands that reached out to me that same day because I did that one. And then kept it real. Like I ain't say like, oh, all this is good. I'm like, I like this one because I ain't got as much as carbonation as the other shit I tried. I like this because of this. I don't like this one, which I thought I would because it was like that little fruit punch type joint.
Right.
And then
you ain't like that, John?
Yeah, the two people reached out to me after that. Charles Wilson, John. They're like, we got an RTD. Try this one. And then they like,
shout out to them.
More, you know what I mean? Like,
right. And
so just like being real and being like in touch with the people and people commenting and stuff like that, you never know who's watching, who's going like, want to like, hey, try this, you know? And then you could demand certain shit once the comments, views, be like, hey, usually when I try stuff, I usually like accept the $500. So I don't know if you're gonna pay it or no, thank you. And people are like, oh, I got to.
And you know what?
Because you're people you communicate with.
No, I was gonna say like what you did with the with Club Dirty, the soda jerk and the lemonade. I would have never tried that, bro. I would have never ever tried that.
Right?
I did. I actually did. When you called me before, it, like it does, and I really like
exactly.
it. I really like. Right, but the thing is, it goes back to what I'm saying. I trust what you're saying, so I'm like, I'm going to try this. Like, you know what I mean? I have to try this now. There's no way that I'm not going to do it because I trust him.
You know where that came from, though?
Who?
Kasim sent it to me.
He did.
He was like, Kasim texted to me. He's like, yo, see if this true. I was like, all right, I'm going to make a video, see if it's true.
That's
And
wild.
it
Because he do be
was.
texting me shit too, but that's wild. I see. I don't know if he sent me that one, but that's wild.
He was like, "Yo, see if this is true." And I was like, "All right." And that's why I texted the group message like, "Yo, cops, I put the video up because he asked me. He's like, "Yo, see if this is true."
Got you. Got you.
You know,
Listen,
another thing that I found
shit
out by
fire.
doing this, man. A lot of my friends are alcoholics. I when they all started just sending me mixes, I was like, damn, y'all niggas really be trying to drink, yo. I was like,
You see, oh
God
y'all in the
damn.
mix.
In a midday on a Wednesday, like I'm like, yo, you thinking about drinking right now? Yo, try this out, Sean. I'm like,
That's
damn, all right,
fucking
I'm gonna do it.
crazy.
I'm gonna do it, yo. I got you.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's up, man.
But yeah, that's some of the I don't know if people like knew before. I think Shell just like learned recently like how much money social media can bring.
Mm.
Is that something like new to you, Shell? Did you ever think like social media is a place you can make money?
I
What was your
always
thought?
knew.
What was your
Yeah, I
thought on
always
social media money like?
I always knew it was money in it. I mean, I didn't know all the ins and outs of it. For me personally, it was just like I wasn't sure if that was, I mean, something that I was going to be good at or
Mm-hmm.
interested in at the start. You know what I mean? Because I've said it plenty of times. Like I'm more of a, you know what I'm saying, to myself behind the scenes type person. So being in front of the camera on a microphone wasn't something that I initially thought that I would enjoy. But being as though that I am doing it with my friend, um, and I'm doing something that I normally do anyway.
Right.
It's kind of natural, and with the world the way the world is now with YouTube and podcasts, it's like yo, everybody don't gotta like you, yo. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody don't gotta like you, but if you find your community, yo, they'll keep coming back. They'll keep coming back, and they want to keep hearing what you got to say. They want to keep hearing your reviews on certain
You sound like
things.
Wallow right there.
Right.
I'm just saying. That's
Everybody
the
got like
truth of it, yo.
everybody got
That's the
like
truth of it.
Wallow.
Because when I walk around in the street, people fuck with me. So if I'm on camera and I'm just talking to people, you mean, and I'm just being recorded now, why wouldn't they still fuck with me?
Mhm.
You know
Right.
what I mean? It don't got to be everybody, but
Right. But
you
it's
could just have
somebody.
your community of people. Yeah, you could just have your community of people that do. And that's all it takes, yo.
Yeah.
That's all it
That's
takes.
a fact.
Yeah. I'd say for me, I always knew that you could, but I thought that it wasn't for the people like us though. I felt like it was like you had to be a celebrity, you had to be somebody of worthy or of note that'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay you because you're influencing people to do this. I never thought that companies would reach down and be like, hey, you've been doing TikTok for 6 months, I'm gonna pay you. I would never think that
Yeah.
because you don't think that you're influencing anybody or any I guess a culture of people. So it's like when you find out that you are, it is kind of surprising when you like, yo, they reached out to us. They said they wanted to give us this or they wanted to send us that. And I was like, what? Like, are we really like reaching people? Like, you know what I mean? Like it really
Right,
like
right.
makes you think like this is wild. So I know I was definitely like that. I never thought that even in 2 years that I would have like maybe talked to some of the people that I've already talked to or just kind of like heard someone else's opinion about something. Like I think the biggest person it's probably Kyle from Sipshine. It's like, wow, man, like he got $1 million company. He just started it not too long ago, and he really drove from, I think it was like Detroit all the way down to
Wow.
Tennessee. Yeah, like just to come chill with us, and I was like, this is weird. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like I don't like why do people
It's something
like
that
us?
you wouldn't fathom. Like you couldn't think of that would be possible at the
I
time.
really couldn't, and I'm talking about we had a
Yeah.
crazy time with him, like just drinking nonstop, and then he like when he get on the microphone, he really just go in. So it's like, you know what I mean? When you talk to certain people, you just never know where your voice is being heard at. So
I say another thing with being on podcasts, even if you're in the streets and you meet somebody, and you tell them who you are,
mhm.
like now it's like, yo, like I mean, I'm a good dude. I do a podcast or whatever. They can go online and kind of like verify who you are and what you do, and it's like, yo, like I'm an honest guy. And they might want to be like, yo, I like what you provide, yo. Like, I
Right.
like what you provide. Keep coming and hanging with us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they might put you in different rooms in real life. Like, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
shout out
That's
to
what I
Mikey.
like
His
about
birthday coming up.
Yeah, yo, Mikey, yo. but that's what I'm saying. Like, you
We
mean,
invited
like,
to the rooms we wasn't invited to
yeah,
before.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
That's
yo,
all
we
it take.
honest dudes. We honest dudes, man. We just on here doing something that we enjoy doing, that we would do normally, but now, like you said, it's recorded now.
Yep.
And it's a way that we can also still connect with our people back home. I mean, we in Tampa now, you in Delaware,
Yeah.
like, and we doing positive things, man. And it's like I'm gonna keep saying it's good for our community. It's good for us. You know what I mean?
It's definitely crazy, Shell, like what you were saying, like where before we like, yo, it's this guy down here in Tampa. He make cheesesteaks. He say he from Philly, like, but we don't know. And next thing,
It's like I don't know though.
Next thing,
I don't know.
Yeah, next thing you know, we had his crib at pool parties. Next thing you know, we invited to private dinners. With some
good thing. That's a positive with social media. That's a positive for social media.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
Like, all right, they know him. They know this person knows this person. It's like, oh, all right, it's verified.
Right.
It's verified.
We can check the facts.
Yeah. It's verified through social media. It's like, all right, bet.
All right, that's what's up, man.
I feel at home now.
Mikey O's cheesesteak in Tampa. If y'all in Tampa, man, get that Philly official cheesesteak.
Word.
Mill, you can get you an AI, you know what I mean?
Patty LaBelle.
Oh shit, that's what the names are?
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
yo.
the name of the cheesesteaks, yo.
That's
and they
fire.
got the crab fries, yo. The fries is seasoned crazy. Like, yeah. It's a good joint, yo. It's a good joint.
That's what's up.
We've been down here 7 years. This is an official cheesesteak spot. So if you're in Tampa and you're looking for an official cheesesteak spot, go to Mikey O's Cheesesteaks.
It was crazy because me and Shell had this conversation like, we don't know. Like, who is these people?
We don't know. We ain't know.
We don't know these people.
We
like,
ain't know.
Trust him.
We met him.
We ain't know.
We like, oh shit, they official tissue.
Yeah. You know, Eli, Fly Guy Eli, they do Fly Guy Eli. I was like, oh, this is official. I was like, all right, bet.
Damn. That's fire.
Different type of rooms.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But man, this has been a great episode. You know what I mean? We got our good ass opinions because it's a good ass show. The pros of social media, the cons, how it can tear you down, how it can build you up. You know what I mean? What podcasts mean to us? What ones we listen to? I mean, I feel like this was a good one right here, man.
I agree.
Yeah, sure.
I agree. I mean, it's always a good time being on with my guys. Like I said, we was on talking about the draft. You know, y'all Eagles fans, I'm a Cowboys fan. We had a fucking good ass time then. You know what I mean? Now we here.
We feeling it, baby. This year. Is it? This year we feeling it.
I hear you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and not unless we got something to say about it. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't about to duck.
We're going to split this year.
I think we will. Y'all made some really good improvements on the defensive end. Y'all do got an offensive weapon. I need to see how that looks first because I know how he is. I've drafted this man in fantasy a few times. The hammy is a problem. but
He got rid of that fast because he don't throw that far.
Right. Drees keeps saying, and I'm gonna say it so everybody know. Drees keeps saying y'all quarterback away from getting to the Super Bowl. So there we go. We'll see what happens with that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We'll see. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was a good time, man.
Are you confident in your boys?
If I'm gonna put it on the scale, we can put it on a scale of 1 to 5.
Playoff time come around.
No. I want to ask this.
Go ahead.
This is levels. Super Bowl contender, division winner, wild card. Please make it. What level?
I'm gonna say division winner. That's as far as I'll take it though.
That's what I believe. I believe the Eagles is division winner.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think it'll be between us, provided both teams are healthy enough. You know what I mean? Like a major injury can derail that really, really quick. More so for my team, they don't really prepare for the backups. So obviously, y'all do. Y'all won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. So, my team, if we miss a major piece, it's over.
Yeah. But no Grand Reese, Unk Reese. Thank you for coming by another episode of that Gas Radio. It's your boy 233 here. We got Shell.
boy Shell Trevon, man. Follow me on Instagram, SHELLTREVON.
Absolutely.
We got Oak in the building.
Absolutely. You already know.
What's your handles?
On Instagram, I think it's Unk Reese. I think. I don't
Okay.
know if it's. I don't really be knowing. Like, I never give it the fuck out. So, if anything, just follow Unprivileged page. You know what I mean? That's where most of the shit is going up at. So,
There we go.
right. Just Google Unprivileged drinkers, and you'll find something
Hey.
somewhere.
And we out of here.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate your time, man.
Yes.